Well, morning. Glad you looked in on me. Hot one coming on out there already. We're deep in the summer now. That stretch where the light hangs on past 9 o'clock and the cicadas near drown out your own thinking. Good season. I ain't complaining about it. Anyhow, the wife's had me cleaning out that back closet by the door this week. The one where about 40 years of things has gone to hide. And I'll tell you what I come across in there, 'cause it's the whole reason I wanted to sit with you a minute this morning. I found this coat. Now, my wife give me this coat. Christmas, I want to say 9, 10 years back. Good waxed canvas, wool lining, the real article. And when she handed it to me, I said what I always said. Honey, that's too good to wear. Too good for the barn. Too good for the mud. Too good for a man who's going to snag it on a barbed wire fence the first day out. So I hung it up. For good. And there it hung, back in the dark of that closet, with the tag still on it, for the better part of, well, years. A good coat that never once got rained on. And I stood there this morning, in the heat, holding a fine coat I'd been saving from myself for a decade. And something my wife and I went through a few years back come back on me all at once. So that's what I want to talk about today. Saving. Not money. I ain't going to tell you how to invest a dime. I mean the other kind. The saving that costs you when you win at it. Just hear me out and take it for what it's worth. All right. You know the thing I'm talking about. Every one of you does. Somewhere in your house right now, there's a good version of something you won't let yourself use. It's the good china, up in the cabinet behind glass. Come down maybe twice a year if the right people show up. It's the good towels in the bathroom that are decorative, and Lord help the grandchild who dries his hands on one. Some of you grew up like I did, in a house with a whole room saved. The front room. The parlor, plastic runners on the carpet, plastic on the good couch, and the door mostly shut. An entire room of the house held back from the family that lived there, waiting on company that came, twice a year? We heated it, we dusted it, we paid the note on it, and we tiptoed past it to go be alive in the kitchen. Now, why do we do that? Why does a person buy a good thing and then stand guard over it against their own daily life? Just hold that question. I got an answer for it, but it's going to take a story to get there, and it ain't a story about a couch. Them of you who've been around this porch a while know my wife's mother passed a good many years back. She was a fine woman. Sharp as a tack, ran her house down to the minute, and she'd come up through some hard times. Depression times, then the war, then the lean years after. She knew the bottom of a flour barrel personal. And when she passed, it fell to my wife and me to go through her things. The chest, mostly. She had a cedar chest at the foot of her bed. Big old thing. Smelled like the inside of a pencil. And we opened it up. And on top, folded in tissue paper, real careful, the way you'd wrap something for a newborn, was a tablecloth. Irish linen, white, with a little cut-work border her own mother had done by hand. And it was perfect. Not a stain, not a crease, not a thread pulled. And pinned to the corner of it, still, was the store tag. The price still on it. In that old faded ink. She'd bought that tablecloth as a young married woman, and she had saved it in that chest, in that tissue, for the good occasion, the one worthy of it, for near about 40 years. And my wife sat down on the floor right there, and, well, it just took the legs out from under her. 'Cause we both did the same arithmetic in the same second. 40 years of Thanksgivings, 40 years of Christmases and church suppers and the grandbabies' birthdays and a 50th wedding anniversary. And not one of them, Not a single day in 40 years of that good woman's life ever cleared the bar, ever got to be good enough for the good tablecloth. She died saving it. And it come down to us, mint condition, never once with a plate set on it. Perfect and useless. Perfect because it was useless. And I have thought about that tablecloth for years. 'Cause here's the thing that'll get you. She wasn't a foolish woman. She wasn't even a stingy one. She'd give you the coat off her back. She was just careful, the way careful people are made careful by not having back when. And that carefulness, that good survival sense that carried her through the hungry years, it followed her right on into the fat years. And it never learned to quit. It just kept saving and saving for a someday that a body only ever gets so many of. Now here's what I finally understood, standing in that back closet with my own good coat. And I'd ask you to sit with it, 'cause it changed how I see near everything in my house. When you save the good thing, you tell yourself it's about the thing, protecting it, being responsible. But it ain't about the thing. It's a bet. Every good thing you put away for good is you placing a quiet little bet that there's a better day coming than this one. A worthier day. A you that'll have finally earned it. Not today. Today's just a Tuesday. Today's just me and the wife and a pork chop. I'll get the good stuff out when it counts. And you don't hear what you're really saying when you say that. You're saying this day, the one I'm standing in, ain't good enough. You're insulting a perfectly good day to its face, and you're doing it over and over every ordinary evening of your life, saving 'em all up for some big one down the road. But later, friend, later keeps its own calendar. It does not check with you. And good enough is a bar that keeps moving up just exactly as fast as you walk toward it. That's how a careful woman gets to the end of 40 years with a perfect tablecloth and no supper ever eaten on it. For good and for later, I used to think those meant for something important. They don't. Turns out they both just mean not now. And not now, said enough times, adds up to never. Okay, and before you go thinking I'm up here shaking my head at that dear woman, no sir. Because I stood in that closet, and I looked down at my own coat, tag still on it, after 10 years, and I realized I'd been fixing to do the exact same thing with a smaller chest. I heard that little careful voice my whole life, too. I come up in the drought years on this place, and them of you been around know we near lost it all. The bank was one dry season from taking the whole thing. When you live through a stretch like that, you learn saving in your bones. You learn to use the second best and hold the best back, 'cause the best might be all that stands between you and the bottom someday. And that saved us. I won't say a word against it. That reflex is why there's still cattle on this ground. But the drought ended. The bank got paid. And the reflex didn't know that. It just kept right on saving the good coat for a better day, in a life that had already gotten better, and I was too busy guarding the coat to notice. Same as her tablecloth. The thing that saved me was quietly robbing me. And it had the nerve to feel like responsibility the whole time. So now let me turn this around on you, gentle as I can, 'cause I already know it's in your house too. It's just wearing a different tag. For some of you, it's the literal good stuff, the china, the crystal, the quilt your mama made that's on the guest bed where nobody sleeps. Go use it. This week, set the good table for a ordinary supper, for no reason, for a Tuesday. Watch what it does to the room. But for a lot of you, It ain't dishes. It's bigger, and it's quieter, and it's costing you more. It's the trip you've been saying we'll take that once things settle down. And darling, I've been alive 60-some years, and things have never once settled down. You settle, and then something unsettles. That's just the deal. It's the money some of you have saved so careful, so good, that you forgot it was ever meant to turn back into a life. You're going to leave every dime of the good stuff in the account and take the second best years to your grave. It's the phone call to your brother you're saving for when you're less busy, the good shirt, the nice restaurant, the one hobby you keep saying you'll get to, the visit, the I love you figure they already know, so you don't spend it out loud. What tablecloth are you keeping in tissue paper, friend? What good day are you saving for a better one that ain't coming with an invitation? Just think on yours while I talk. You know exactly what it is. You thought of it before I finished asking. Now hold on, 'cause there's a ditch on the other side of this road, and I'd be a fool to run you off into it. I am not up here telling you to go be reckless. I'm not saying quit saving, cash out the whole thing, put the rent money on a cruise and a big screen, and to heck with tomorrow. That ain't freedom. That's just saving's stupid cousin. 'Cause it skips the day, too. It just does it with the lights on. One fella postpones every joy waiting to deserve it. The other torches his own safety so he don't have to feel tomorrow. Both of them, see? Both of them are running from the same plain Tuesday. The good life ain't the hoarder, and it ain't the burner. It's just the person who lets a little of the good stuff into a regular week, who spends some and saves some and, this is the trick, enjoys the sum he spends without waiting for permission. You don't have to choose between careful and alive. You just can't put alive off till the very end and expect it to still be there. So, this coat, I wear it every day now. Every single day. I feed cattle in it. I fix fence in it. I hauled a calf out of a bog in it last April, and it has never fully recovered from the experience. It's got a scorch on the sleeve from standing too close to the Brandon fire. The right cuff's gone to fraying. There's a stain on the front I have made my peace with. And I want to tell you, it is the finest thing I own. Not in spite of all that, because of it. Every mark on it is a day I actually lived in the thing my wife loved me enough to give me, instead of a day I stood guard over it in the dark. A coat that's saving from the barn ain't a coat. It's an idea of a coat hanging in a closet. A tablecloth nobody eats on is just expensive folded paper. The good stuff don't become good by being protected. It becomes good the day you use it. That's the whole secret. There ain't a worthier day comin'. This is the worthy day. It's always been this one. So go home to whatever you've got savin' in tissue paper, the china, the money, the trip, the words, and this week let a little of it out into an ordinary Tuesday. Get a stain on it. Wear it out. Wear it all the way out. That's not wasting it, friend. That's the only way there is of getting the good out of the good stuff. Now, do me one kindness down in the comments. Tell me what your tablecloth is. The good thing you've been saving too long. Just name it. You don't have to promise me you'll use it, though I hope you will. Somebody's going to scroll by tonight saving the very same thing, and it helps a soul to know they ain't the only one standing at that closet. You take care of yourself now, and go use the good stuff. I'll see you next time.